as atheists, as you say, you don't believe in God, which is basically, to me, a philosophical roadmap. You know, looking up, Jesus basically, to me, says, look up to something better. What it is, they in the Bible try to say, all the major religions, if you go to Aleister Crowley, you talk about Satanism too, if you go to Aleister Crowley, he was with the Golden Dawn. What they did was they took a lot of different philosophies and they put them together all in one thing. They took the things that were in common, from Zeus to I Ching to Satanism to God, and made a philosophy out of it. Now,
and if they can position that philosophy as in, you know, killing is bad because of these things, rather than killing is bad because all the big people that everybody else believed in the past has said it's a bad thing, then that's fine.
Yeah,
if they can give a secular reason as to why killing is bad, something that's based on real world, then that's fine.
Well, that's another question
But just because God or Zeus said so doesn't mean much.
Well, no, that's not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
So you're talking, another term you used was secularism. I consider that sort of a blight on the world.
Why?
Our forefathers and the Constitution that we have in this country was, without a doubt, about 2/3 of the people that signed the Declaration of Independence were Freemasons, which is its own kind of a strange thing. There's a lot of things we could go into. But the 1/3 believed in God. The forefathers were afraid of a collective individuals. They were afraid of the masses on one side. That's why we had a representative democracy. On the other side, they were afraid of a central government that got too strong, that would make their beliefs on top of the individual.
Okay.
But what I'm getting at is, you two as atheists, if you believe what your moral guidance is right, they're not going to be exactly the same. Now, relate that to the good of society. What if everybody else had a different belief? And then take it further. To me, reason, why we're different than animals, is because we have the ability to reason. They can't. And with reason, you can say something. You really basically say it's end up as a society if enough people saying that killing is right. That you're talking about child molestation. I think it's abhorrent too. But as a society, if you don't have any kind of roadmap that's agreed upon, you could have society say killing is right, and if you don't kill, you're wrong. You have nothing to grasp.
But there is nothing in society that would say that killing is right. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's no reason that it should happen.
Reason does
it is
that.
detrimental to society, and so under what circumstances could you imagine? What under normal reasons would it mean that it's better for me just to kill her?
Well, if you take it, what happens to me, what appears in government straight up. For example, I went to an extreme with killing. I used child abuse, which is also an extreme
Yeah,
thing,
these are extremes.
just to talk in extreme forms. But on one of your adjacent stations, to Smash the State, they're talking about the UN taking over all the parks and basically Xing people right off the parks for the good of the animals. There's a lot of ways that the mind, because of reason, you can look up. I studied.
And most of us would look at those things, assuming that everything you just said was true, which I don't necessarily agree with, but that's beyond the point. But assuming that we agree that there are government officials out there just killing people because, you know, they're not environmentalists or whatever, most of us would say that that's bad.
That's right.
And
right now, you would think that.
Are you disagreeing?
I do disagree. Okay. I think there's a dark element.
Why is that good then? Why is killing people because they're not environmentalists good, for instance?
Well, it's because it's good for the animals.
Okay, but is not human life also important?
Human is basically an animal that's gotten out of control, and he's wiping off the animals. Now, I'm taking the extreme version of somebody that believes this. I'm not saying I believe this, but you, as a human being, are part of the industrial complex. Cars and all these inventions are taking the land away from the animals. The animals are dying at an unprecedented rate. So you have to be removed for the good of Bambi.
No, there are other solutions. What you're saying is either humans continue as is and destroy the world, or we kill off humans. Those are two extreme solutions.
Humans and animals don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Exactly. Yeah. There are lots of solutions that could come up in the middle. Now, this is getting pretty far off topic of the show
Well,
here.
my point was reason.
But
I'm talking about reason.
Yes, with reason would say that there is a better solution than killing everyone.
That's
if
your
you want
reason.
to talk about reason, if you take pure reason and pure logic, there is really no good reason to kill anybody. Killing is messy. Killing takes time. It's time-consuming. It creates problems. It creates chaos. Killing is not ever the best way to go about doing anything. And I think if you take pure reason and you take pure logic and you go at everything from a standpoint of that, there are a lot better ways that you can go about doing everything. And if you set all of your rules and all of your laws and all of your societal standards based on reason and logic and